Hi guys, thanks for coming along and watching the vlog. I've got loads in it yet again for you this week. Number one, we see whether I fixed my Mavic from that accident that I had last week delivering the Parrot. Oh god, I hope I do. Number two, I take time out on a Sunday to pop over to the National Trust Wimpole Hall farm. Took the cameras along, it was absolutely wicked. Number three, I'm going to give you some tips on how to film something that's mundane and make it look absolutely wicked using multiple cameras and narration. Big things go on in today. I've got to go to the tip and I don't know why. Also, I enter the nerve-wracking experience that is my qualifying cross-country when it comes to flying. That's flying to 3 different destinations all on your own, getting your landings rated. Do I pass? Watch the whole video to find out. And also, there's a little added extra at the end of this video today, so keep watching guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on with this week's Times with James. This is B-Wag. Bruce, say hello to everyone.
Hi to the camera, how you doing?
B-Wag's going to be on Channel 4 soon, but we're not going to say why. When are you on there, mate?
October the 15th for Channel 4, 9 o'clock, documentary about stillbirths.
Yeah, serious issue, so
it is serious
check
issues.
it out.
Check it out.
Alright, we got Charlie the Blue Staffy as well. Isn't he adorable? Yes, you are. You are the loveliest boy ever. Yes, you are. When it comes to lazy animals, we also have these two here. Vicky.
Hey!
Mother of Charlie the Blue Staffy, and Nev.
Hello, son.
So this is how we're going to spend our Sunday. Well, we're going to be here with Nev for a little while. Bruce is just jumping in. Mate, it is the nicest pool ever, guys. It really is. And yeah, it's just a lovely day. We're going to enjoy ourselves. It's going to be wicked. So obviously last week I was a complete idiot and flew my drone over to my mate's house to hover an inflatable parrot in front of their window. Anyway, about a week later, all the stuff turned up in a lovely sealed bag. I had to buy a new gimbal bracket, which was held on with the 2 tiniest screws you've ever seen in your whole life. And then once I'd actually changed that over, I found out that the ribbon that connects the actual camera feed and the control for the gimbal back to the main part of the Mavic's body was also snapped. It's kind of a very brittle little ribbon with about 10 or 15 little wires in it. So I had to undo that and get that off and then order a new ribbon. Oh, guys, it was an absolute nightmare. But getting that off and putting a new one on probably aged me by about 10 years. It was a real struggle to get that sorted out. And all the while I had Mick over doing loads of work to the house, so I had noises just like this to keep me going. So yeah, this is where we're at. Oh my god. So after about an hour and a half of doing that, I managed to get the Mavic back out onto the patio and give it a quick test to see if it worked. So let's see if the beast is going to work. I've got it all leveled up, ready to roll. Power. How's it going, Drew? You're right. So today we are visiting a place called Wimpole Hall, and I'm currently walking out of the incredible enclosure that I think they use to look after the horses. Look at that. Absolutely massive. Goes back to my previous points in other vlogs that horses have it way too good at the moment, unless they're in France. So we've obviously picked the bank holiday to come here, and with my friend Drew, his wife Sarah, and of course Bumbrains is here. And as it's a bank holiday, what's it doing? And there's crying kids everywhere, and I'm a little bit hungover, so this is not going to be great. Well, it might be, I don't know, we can make it into something beautiful. Wimpole Hall and the estate have been there since around 1640. It's about 3,000 acres of parkland and farmland. It's all owned by the National Trust. I highly recommend, if you've got some time, go over there. If you've got any kids and that, definitely take them over there. There's loads of stuff for them to see and do. A couple of interesting facts about Wimpole Hall that I didn't know. Captain George Bambridge and his wife, who was the daughter of Rudyard Kipling, purchased the house and actually used the royalties from Rudyard Kipling's books for the long-needed refurbishment of the house and grounds, which is why it's in such good nick at the moment. So we popped along with Drew, his wife Sarah and Bumheads for a quick look around, see what was going on. The weather, as you can see, was atrocious, and as I'm sure you're aware, it does also mean that I fixed the drone as well. Kaz. Where's the horse?
You're a bit scared of cows.
I am scared of cows. I had we were in Austria last year, and it was when I was doing I was testing out vlogging and like what it was like to do and all that, and I never actually made it into a film. But we were up on this hill and these cows were there, and I got scared. And we did some research afterwards, and we found that cows kill more people than sharks, and also they can run at 25 miles an hour, and I definitely can't do that. Can you, Drew?
26 is my max.
Oh, so you could just about outrun a cow.
Just about.
So this is Murphy, the Shire horse. Is it Shire horse?
He's
Anything outside his normal diet can make him very serious. Look, they actually say not just seriously ill, but very seriously ill. So they have escalated that. He's very seriously ill. Yeah. He's old, isn't he? Is that why he's so bony? Look at his bum. He's got a bony bum. Where's the dinner? Where's the cat? Oh no, this is everyone's game, isn't it? It's the wrong end, man. Pretty sorry for this pig. Possibly my favourite part of Wimpole Hall is going to see the pigs. We've missed out on lambing season, so a bit gutted there, but hey, it doesn't matter. I'll be eating them later on in the year. Another great thing about Wimpole Hall is the fantastic garden they've got. Brilliant if you just love seeing allotments. They've got loads of apples in there, lovely jams and bits and bobs that you can buy. And it's just lovely to sort of spend a mid-morning on a Sunday just moseying about before going off for a lovely Sunday roast dinner. Bit of a rainy day and I haven't got my proper lens hood, so I've got a bit of water on the lens there. So yeah, if you're ever in the area, if you're ever in Cambridge area, I highly recommend you come to Wimpole Hall Farm. You can sort of do it in 2 ways if you want, well 3 ways. I mean the grounds are huge, so you could literally spend a whole day here just walking around the grounds and not actually seeing any of the attractions, just enjoying the landscape. Or you could go to the house, which is very sort of traditional type, sort of museum fare, if you know what I mean. You know, paintings, that sort of thing. Not my cup of tea 100%. Oh, look, Humpty Dumpty. Yeah, or you could do what we've done here today and come to the farm, which I love because I love pigs. Absolutely love pigs. Horses scare the crap out of me. They're bigger, they can tread on you, they can bite you. Oh my god, they're horrible. A few of you guys probably don't know this, but I'm colourblind, and I really want to get some Enchroma glasses. So they're special like colour blindness correction glasses, and I want to get them, and I'd love to come here and look around again. I've seen loads of videos of people putting these glasses on and just being amazed at like how it's changed their vision. So the sun is trying to get out, it's kind of raining, but you know, what else are you going to do on a Sunday? It's another thing, me and Emily just don't seem to do too much on Sundays. We're often just knackered, and we waste our Sundays away a fair bit, we think. So yeah, we're going to try and do more of this sort of stuff and take you along as well. I got the drone out for one last quick shot of Wimpole Hall, and especially the back part of the garden, because they've got some lovely hedges down there that look great from above. But then suddenly I managed to get a fleck of water on one of the sensors and the drone wouldn't move anymore. So that kind of cut short doing that shot, but a lovely trip to Wimpole nonetheless, and lovely to see Drew and Sarah as well. Oh, right, so big things go on in today. I've got to go to the tip, and I don't know why. I just thought to myself, really want to film going to the tip. So I'm gonna take the drone. We're gonna get a nice aerial shot of the tip. I'm also gonna get a nice soft focus shot of the tosh that's at the tip as well. So that's what we're gonna do. Bumheads is getting everything sorted out now. She's always hard at work. This was kind of an exercise on filming something that is essentially pretty mundane, going down the tip, something no one ever wants to do, and using an assortment of cameras to make that actual film slightly more interesting. So what I've got here is I've got my GoPro 6 attached to the back of the trailer. I've also got my Canon 80D on my Xeon Crane 2 inside the cockpit of the van, and then also I've brought along the drone as well. Literally all this took about 20 minutes to shoot, and that's including all this driving as well. So let's have a look what we got. Volleyball's one in there as well. Right, let's get on those. I guess what I'm trying to say is the more footage you have from the more variety of angles, the more rich you can make your footage look. And that doesn't mean you have to have a bloody Canon 80D, a drone or anything else. You could film the same action, say picking up a cup from 3 different shots and mesh them together in edit to make the simple action of picking up a cup much more interesting from 3 different angles. That goes for this visit to the tip as well. We have 3 cameras. So far we've only used 2. We've used the Canon 80D, which is what we're looking at through now, and also the GoPro that was attached to the trailer. Now, a good message for me to put over in this little trip is how much stuff people actually throw away, and a great way to do that is a nice aerial shot from above of the waste bins from the drone. Cut into this footage shots that I call cutaways. What they are soft focus, close-up shots or shots from far away of stuff just happening. There's no narrative or anything like that, and they give the viewer a much better idea of where you are, what's going on and what's happening, and then suddenly you put that with your drone footage, you put that with the footage of the GoPro and the footage from the Canon, and you have a proper narrative feature made out of the mundane action of going down to the tip. Right then, so this is my cross-country qualifying navigation. Flying from Duxford to Norwich, landing there, then Norwich to Clacton, landing there, and then Clacton to... Duxford is the word I'm looking for. I'm obviously preoccupied by watching another student pre-flight there, 152 next to me. Anyway, this is a major part in anyone who's learning to get their private pilot's license. It's the qualifying cross-country nav. What this means is that I have to plan and fly a route. In this case, I'm flying from Duxford to Norwich, then I'm landing at Norwich, my landing is then rated. I then take off from Norwich and then land at Clacton. My landing is rated there, then I take off from Clacton and then avoid the controlled airspace at the north of Stansted and then turn southwest, then land back at Duxford and give in my signed forms for my landings. Just by getting back I will complete it. We're not allowed to use any GPS navs or anything like that. We have to use compass bearings, our watch and a map to get us to and from where we want to go. The next video I do will be an in-depth look at the planning for this flight and how it all worked out, so hopefully you guys can get a bit of a better idea of how it all works. So here I am in controlled airspace just outside of Norwich Airport, and this is basically me turning base and final. This is my first landing. Landing at Norwich is effectively exactly the same procedure that you'd do if you were landing at Stansted or Luton. This is a full Category D airspace you have to do as you're told. And I am, thankfully, doing that in this, but I'll talk more about that in the in-depth video about this flight that I'll release in a couple of days' time. So here we are coming in, slightly bumpy landing on this one here today, but that's life, we don't get them all right. So nice and safely down, and I backtracked round back up to where I was told to go basically, and this time very nicely I had a marshaller as well. Marshaller got us in and I sat down, had a cup of tea, just sort of collected my thoughts a bit, got my paper signed, then paid the £38 landing fee. Oh, landed safely in Norwich. And before I knew it, I'd done my engine checks again and I was at the hold ready to take off and go to Clacton. This leg was the leg that I was kind of most worried about because there's not a lot of proper landmarks all the way. We do a thing called a gross error check every so often to visually reference ourselves to our map and also where we are, and that's really difficult when you're in a landscape like Suffolk that is just lovely rolling small fields and old tiny little aerodromes and literally no real large towns, which is what we're looking for. About 10 minutes out of Norwich, I changed radio frequency to Wattisham, changed my walk code on the transponder so Wattisham could see us and tell us about any collision risks, and kind of had them all the way shepherding me down until I could see the Orwell near Ipswich. Once I saw that, I knew exactly where I was and everything went fine. I was a little bit gutted by the fact that the GoPro ran out of batteries just as we were turning final at Clacton. Having completed a rather challenging landing at Clacton, I managed to change the batteries in the GoPro and get the short field takeoff, which has got one stage of flaps, brakes on, as much runway in front of you as you can possibly get, and full revs. So check this out. About 25 minutes later, before I knew it, I was changing frequency back to Duxford, getting the airfield information, calling final, and landing on runway 06, having completed my cross-country qualifying navigation. I've got to say guys, it's a proper proud moment. It took me 3.5 hours, and that night I slept like a baby. Some bonus footage for you all, guys. I was up in Rugeley on a business trip. I'd taken the drone up there, I had my camera gear, and I was right next to this massive old power station. So I thought, wicked, I'm going to take the drone up there. Look at these shots I got with it. Now, I've got to tell you some news. This is going to be the last time I fly the DJI Mavic on its own, because yes, I have the DJI Mavic Pro 2. So I'm going to be doing a review on that in our next video as well. So if we look at what videos we've got coming up, we've got an in-depth look at the planning for that cross-country nav, Mavic Pro 2 video, I'm going to do a review on that. I'm also going to do a review on how to stop breaking the audio input on your actual camera. I'm also going to do a comparison review between my onboard camera mic and the new Rode Mic Pro Plus, which is absolutely epic. I'll leave you back at my mate Nev's pool to sign off.
Okay.
Belly, belly, belly. Remember guys, click that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next vlog. Remember to go and follow Charlie the Blue Stappy over on Instagram at Charlie the Blue Stappy.
And don't forget your favourite crisps at Saver Smith.
Exactly, and also links to all of those will be in the description below. See you in the next week's video. Goodbye. Have fun. Yes.
Charlie, you're absolutely beautiful, mate. Vix, you get Biggie, you know that Wii you're going for 10 minutes ago?
Thanks ever so much for watching the whole vlog today, guys. I look forward to having your company in forthcoming vlogs, so please click that subscribe button. I've got about 6 videos already lined up to do, so click that subscribe button and I'll see you next week. Have fun, guys. Peace.